Years ago, when my cousin got married, she called me and said, "Guess what?" And then she said her husband proposed. I was the first person that she called, and I was over the moon for her. At that time, we were both living in the same place. We were living together in New York City, not in the same apartment, but we saw each other at least once a week, which is a lot for New York City. We were really close, and even today, we're more like sisters than cousins. So we're still very close, and I'm going to see her shortly. I'm very excited. I was the first person that she told, not because I was necessarily the most important person in her life, but I was in the top list of people who were really close to her at that point in her life. Today, she's got kids. She's got the nanny of her kids. She's got her parents who are getting older, her husband, her colleagues, etc. So her life has changed, and so has mine. But that memory still stays for both of us. I was the first person she called, and I know that today, if I got married, I'd call her as being one of the top people as well. I want you to think about who you're going to tell first the day that your husband does propose to you or your fiance. Think about it, really visualize it. Who's going to be the first person you call? It might be someone you talk to all the time. It might be someone who you don't talk to frequently, but you'd love to share this news with first. This morning, something really great happened, and my closest friend in Paris was texting me. I really wanted to tell him about this news, which was something that happened in my business, but I also knew that he wouldn't really get it. He's not really up to date with the way that I run my business. He knows I do matchmaking. He's not Indian. He doesn't really get it. He doesn't want me to match him. So I didn't share that news with him, even though it was really exciting. I shared that news instead with my business coach, who's very up to date with everything I'm doing in my business and who actively champions me. I also shared with a friend who wants to start her own business. And I told her, hey, I'm doing well now after years of hard work, so keep going. And I knew that she would be able to relate. That was me, and that was this news about the particular topic of my business. Your choice of who you want to call is dependent on you. It's totally up to you. I want you to visualize and truly feel in your body what it's going to be like to send that message or make that phone call. Back when my cousin called me, we didn't have WhatsApp back then. I don't think it existed, and we didn't text that much. We just picked up the phone and called each other. And her proposal happened in the evening, and a few minutes later, she picked up the phone and called me and said, hey, guess what? I'm engaged. The more that you can visualize and feel this feeling in your body now, the more that you can teach your brain that this is real. Remember, well, two things remember. One is that our brain doesn't know the difference between what is real and what is fantasy. The brain only knows what you feed it. If you feed it, I'm single and hopeless, I have no options, that is what you will experience. If you feed it, I'm engaged, that is what you will experience. It sounds simplistic, but this is literally how our brain works. This is the science of the brain, which we don't yet understand, but we know this basics. The second thing is something that Einstein taught us. It's a difficult, complex concept to break down, but in simple terms, Einstein said that the past, present, and future all exist at the same time. They're all different dimensions of the same thing. So your engagement is not far off in some distant future. It's a reality today. It's just a reality that you're not yet perceiving. I want you to visualize and maybe even meditate on your engagement to teach your brain that this is real. Feel the weight of that diamond on your finger. Or maybe you don't want a diamond. Maybe you want an emerald or an amethyst. Maybe you don't want a ring at all. Maybe you'd rather have a necklace. You get to decide. Maybe your fiance is going to propose to you on the top of a mountain, which happened to one of my cousins. Maybe he's going to propose to you in the middle of dinner. Maybe you two are going to be lying together in bed, chit chatting about the future, and he's going to say, you know what? I see you in my future. What do you think? And that will be your proposal. You get to decide how you want to feel when it happens and who you're going to call first. This is your homework for this weekend. Make 20 minutes in your calendar, put the timer on your phone, close your eyes, and go into a little meditation about who you're going to call first and how you're going to feel when you're making that phone call, telling this person who you love and care about and who you really want to share this major news with that you're engaged. How's it going to feel? What are you going to say to that person? And what do you think their reaction is going to be like? You can do this for 20 minutes or longer. That's totally up to you. But I recommend a minimum of 20 minutes just to give yourself the time to get into the emotion. And as always, once you've done this meditation, reply to this email and tell me, yes, I've done this. Or you can say, I've spent 20 minutes. And only tell me when it's done. Like, don't tell me I'm going to. I want you to say, I've actually done this. And that is how I'm going to hold you accountable to achieving your goal. Send you so much love from my holiday with my own family. And as always, I remain completely dedicated to your success and to your wedding.